Hey trainers, Professor Pokemon here, aka Alakaham, and I am here to bring you some more Pokemon video magic. This week marks Season 7's introduction to the Ultra League, and I have a team that I have been running, an Ultra League Premier Cup, that you can see on the screen there. I've had a lot of success with this team, so I'm going to show you a few battles with it. Seems like a lot of folks have forgotten about using ice types in the Premier Cup, and so it's been really helpful for me to have Beartic, especially on the lead. I'm not sure if you see it in any of the videos that I'm going to show in this particular set, but a lot of folks have been leading with things like Dragonite and Venusaur and Togekiss, and all of those Pokemon are weak to ice types. So I decided to commit to keeping this Beartic alive and farming down the Gallade, and then they led in, oh, what was it? I don't remember. It was a Swampert, so we just hit them with a water type attack, and now we can go ahead and bring in the Roserade. They switch out into a Alolan Muck, and Muck has just been a thorn in my side here because it's neutral against so many things, and it resists attacks from a lot of the Pokemon that I like to use, so it's just really, an annoying player to see come up in the back, but that's okay. We have Sirfetch'd. We're able to do quite a bit of damage with Sirfetch'd. Even though they farm us down, we can come back in, and we have a Weather Ball ready to go on Roserade. So they are just left with their Swampert. Swampert is not going to be able to do anything unless they have 3 Hydro Cannons loaded, which they do not. They only have 2. So this is exactly the situation that you want to see at the end of the game, and Roserade is able to use Grass Knot to wrap this game up. So that was a fun first match in the Premier Cup, and now I'm going to show you a couple more rounds showing what this team can do. Again, we are going to have Beartic on the lead, and you can replace Beartic with other ice types, but I really like Beartic because of its versatility and the fact that it can use water moves. We hit Alolan Muck on the lead. So as I mentioned in the last video, I don't have any really clear answer to Alolan Muck, so I figured I may as well stick with Beartic. They did do a sack swap there, which is really frustrating. If I would have thrown Surf instead of Ice Punch, then I think we could have taken them by surprise and done a lot of damage there, but I just didn't see the sack swap happen, so that was unfortunate. I figured we could farm down with Counter, so I wanted to go ahead and Shield. That allowed us to build up some energy, but I wasn't ready to use up the last shield yet, so we went ahead and just took that Dark Pulse. But it doesn't quite faint us out. Sirfetch'd is pretty durable. We do get a shield, and their Muck is very, very low. I thought they might have something that Beartic could be strong against in the back. A lot of folks, if they're not leading with a Flying or Grass type, have Flying or Grass in the back there. So I just went ahead and did some damage with Roserade. Then I switched out again. I was just trying to distribute the amount of damage that was done, but I wasn't ready for that sludge wave. That was really unfortunate. But that's okay, we're still doing fine. We can take any of the attacks that this Venusaur can throw at us, and all we need to do is build up to 1 more Weather Ball, and yes, it worked out. So the Community Day move, Weather Ball, has been really, really valuable, and we are able to build up to another one. So Bullet Seed and Weather Ball has made Roserade very, very valuable in the current Ultra League Premier Cup. It's been super helpful on my teams. I'm really pleased with it. Okay, again, same team coming up one more time. We've got Beartic on the lead, and this time we come up against a Shadow Machamp. That is not what we want to see, because Shadow Machamp is going to do super effective damage. It's going to be a team effort to try and deal with this Machamp. I switched to Sirfetch'd because Sirfetch'd was going to be able to do the most damage with the fast move, Counter, and they also have a Shadow Gallade. You don't see that very often. Fortunately, we could get to 2 Night Slashes, but it's not really enough to actually faint them out. I decided to go ahead and shield here with the intention of farming them down and then using that extra energy against what I hoped would be the Machamp. Did they bring it back? Yes. They brought back the Machamp, and then I was able to switch into Roserade. They immediately swapped, I guess just thinking that they wanted to protect the Machamp from whatever it was that I was going to throw, but I don't know if they had much chance to process what was happening there. So I did go for the farm down, but unfortunately I couldn't quite get there fast enough, and we were very, very close to winning this match, but they just, wriggled out of it there at the end with Shadow Machamp. So they did a good job with the sack swaps and moving Pokemon around. That was a good game for sure. Once again, we have Beartic on the lead, this time against a Drifblim. So you'd love to see that. Drifblim is part flying type, so it's definitely going to be weak to Beartic. And then its move that it's probably most known for is Icy Wind, and that is not going to be very effective against Beartic. I went ahead and shielded that because they had built up enough energy that that could have been Shadow Ball, and I did not want to risk getting hit with a Shadow Ball. And this time they did throw Shadow Ball. Yeah, so it was a good thing that we blocked. Then they swapped into Machamp, but they don't have shields anymore, so we are going to be able to do a lot more damage with our Sirfetch'd than what we were able to do in the last match. We do have to take an attack here, but it's just a Rock Slide, and we can farm down with Sirfetch'd, and yes, just narrowly get to that Night Slash, which will do super effective damage against the Drifblim. It should just take one Powdered Snow. Oh, didn't quite get to it. They had an attack loaded, but it was just Icy Wind, so we were able to feint them out, and then that gave us enough energy for one more Ice Punch, which is great because it was against Venusaur. And now we are in really good shape because we have Roserade with Weather Ball. This Roserade is so flexible. It can do so many things because of that Community Day move. I think that Roserade is such an excellent player in the Ultra League Premier Cup. It charges so fast. Cannot talk up Roserade enough. So that was a really fun set as well. And the idea here is that this team functions so well because there are so many Pokemon that are weak to ice and to fire. And then, of course, you have water types as pretty common denominators, so having things that give coverage against all of those can be really, really good. All right, I did not like that lead against the Magnezone, so I switched into Sirfetch'd, which would be super effective against Magnezone, and I decided that I'm going to go ahead and shield here so that I can do as much damage to the Venusaur as possible, but I don't mind letting the Sirfetch'd go. What I really wanted were some shields. So here I'm going to let the Sirfetch'd go. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, so I really went for winning switch advantage there. Will we win switch? We did. They were not ready to get rid of the shield yet. Okay, well, what this meant was that I would get to see what they would throw next, and then I would be able to choose what got lined up against the Magnezone, and Roserade was going to be a much better match to the Magnezone than Beartic. So we do have to take some damage with that Leaf Blade. They switch into Magnezone, that's fine. Nothing they do is going to do, serious damage to the Roserade. Of course, something like Wild Charge would be hurtful, but it's not going to be enough to KO. Yep, so they bring us really close. They throw that Wild Charge, but it is not enough to finish off Roserade because it is doing resisted damage against that grass type. Now, I was a little bit worried that they had built up enough energy for one more Leaf Blade there, but it seemed like we were able to get our charge move ready to go first. So that ended up being another good game there. This was able to showcase a few Pokemon that I really like for the Premier Cup and that have worked out really well for me, but they actually worked out even better in other matches because when you come up against flying types or grass types with something like Beartic on the lead, that can really work out for you in winning those games. So anyway, this team has been really fun. I hope you have enjoyed watching some of this Ultra League Premier Cup gameplay, and I will bring y'all some more videos showing some Ultra League Open gameplay very soon. Let me know about your own teams and what you think, how things are going in Season 7 Ultra League for you in the comments. Talk to you again soon.